Bueno, muy buenos días a todos y a todas. Gracias por conectarse. Último día de nuestro reto de meditación de esta semana, una semana corta, 4 días nada más. Ayer finalizamos el reto, ese mini curso de aumentar nuestra autoestima. Espero que de verdad empecemos a aplicar cada concepto porque es ahí donde está la magia. Ya el conocimiento lo tienen, ya tienen las herramientas. Empecemos a escribir, empecemos a ser mucho más conscientes de todo lo que nos decimos, de soltar ese perfeccionismo, de soltar esas expectativas y dejar de compararnos. El día de hoy es un poquito más relajado el tema. Como les dije el día de ayer, vamos a practicar también el listening en inglés, supremamente importante, un idioma eh, que hablamos a nivel mundial. Y lo vamos a hacer de la mano de un experto, de la mano de un gran ícono o ídolo, si se quiere, o referente en este tema de meditaciones, de autorreflexión, como lo es Jay Shetty, un ex monje, no me canso de decirlo, que escribió dos grandes libros, como lo son Piensa como un monje y 8 reglas del amor. El día de hoy nos va a hablar sobre cómo liderar con el ejemplo. Este es un tema supremamente importante, no solo en nuestro aspecto profesional, pero también en el aspecto personal. Cómo podemos inspirar, cómo podemos también mostrarle a las otras personas que se puede hacer algo a través del ejemplo. Esto es algo que eh, uno de mis jefes o siempre nos dice, liderar con el ejemplo, una persona a quien admiro un montón, no solo por su desempeño profesional, sino por la persona que es. Y bueno, nada, vi esta meditación y dije, seguramente puede ser muy interesante para todos. Entonces, sin más preámbulo, voy a darle play, voy a iniciar la meditación y espero que la disfruten. Es bastante, bastante corta.
Have you ever heard the phrase, the proof is in the pudding? It's a shortened version of an older saying, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. Basically, it means, don't try to convince me that you make a good pudding. Just make it for me, let me try it, and then I'll see for myself. And it's much the same when it comes to personal growth and trying to inspire others. So the next 7 minutes are about showing, not telling. I'm Jay Shetty. Welcome to the Daily J. Now, let's begin by getting centered with 3 deep breaths. Big breath in and a big breath out. Opening up and releasing. Arriving in this moment and settling in. So I hear a lot of stories about personal growth, and I love them. Obviously, they're my bread and butter. But I've noticed something. People can get so excited about the changes they're making that they want to bring their partners, family, and friends along for the ride. It's an urge that comes from a very loving place. They're pleased with their results and they want others to have the same positive experience. So they pontificate about their new habit, mindset, or quality, telling others what they should do and how they should change. I bet you can imagine how that goes over. You know, I was reflecting on this recently and it made me think of a story. It's about 2 senior monks and their students. One of the monks is rumored to meditate for several hours a day. He describes his practice and shares his teachings during the many talks he gives, both at the monastery and in the local community. The students respect him, but while he's out discussing his accomplishments, they spend their time with the other senior monk. This monk rarely gives lectures, but he's always in with the students. He meditates with them, modeling his posture. He cleans the floor with them. He accompanies them in their service work. The students observe how content he is, how centered and grounded, how his practice leads to peace. And so they attempt to emulate his approach to life. You see, the first monk advises the students to do this or do that, but he doesn't inspire them to change. Instead, they're inspired by the monk who encourages them by example. And that's an important lesson for us. Our family and our friends will be motivated by what we do, not what we say. They'll be inspired by our example more than our education. If you tell them, you can change, here's how, they might not be receptive, because words don't make as much of an impact as the sight of how you've transformed. So be a model instead of a mouthpiece. Be the second monk in people's lives. Exhibit patience instead of preaching patience. Inhabit calm instead of counseling calm. Of course, this doesn't mean you should never articulate the specific changes you've made. It can be helpful to share your secrets if others would like to follow in your footsteps. The key is that you don't moralize or put pressure on people. That's not effective. That's not valuable for you or others. And so to repeat, the proof is in the pudding, in actually seeing the results of change. Easy as pie. Speaking of transformation and growth, meditation can be an incredibly impactful tool. So let's practice it now. Begin by getting comfortable wherever you are, tuning into yourself and tuning into this moment. You have the option of closing your eyes or just softening your gaze as you drop in to the here and now. Today we're going to work on noting our thoughts, becoming aware of our mind's behavior while restraining any instinct to judge. So bringing your attention to your mind, seeing if you can observe whatever's going on up there. Noticing whether your mind is busy, distracted, clear, or focused. As individual thoughts pop up, feel free to acknowledge them and then let them disappear into the ether. The goal here is to become aware of your mind before it sweeps you away into action. And if you find this exercise challenging, or if you find your mind goes to any negative places, try not to judge yourself. Whatever you're experiencing is completely okay. Let's open this up. Reflect on whether you ever tried to persuade or convince others to change. Can you see how that might not have the desired effect? Going forward, instead, could you lead by example? Now, I have to acknowledge the irony here, since I'm giving verbal advice on leading by example. But I do try to practice everything I preach. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I hope to see you again tomorrow.
Bueno, muy bien, vamos volviendo, vamos sintiendo cada parte de nuestro cuerpo en el aquí y en el ahora. Vamos respirando, sintiendo todo, cada parte de nuestro cuerpo. ¿Y qué nota esta reflexión del día de hoy para finalizar la semana, para estar un poquito más distendidos? Pero no olvidar esto, inspiramos muchísimo más desde el ejemplo, desde nuestras acciones, que quizás desde las palabras. Y uno también ve a veces estas, no sé, estos memes o estas imágenes en redes sociales donde me acuerdo muchísimo, un papá y le pregunta a otro papá o una mamá, otra mamá le dice, ¿cómo hago para que mi hijo lea como el suyo? Y resulta que en la imagen, pues la persona que le pregunta al otro papá, pues no está leyendo, está haciendo otra cosa, mientras que al papá al que le preguntan está leyendo. Y es justamente esto, inspirar por el ejemplo, inspirar justamente. Yo personalmente me lo llevo, esta semana tuve un one-to-one con un miembro de mi equipo, justamente hablamos de eso, o yo por lo menos concluí esto, es más que yo decirle algo, era cómo, ok, cómo yo puedo comunicarle a través o inspirarla a través de mi ejemplo. Entonces, nada, espero que esta reflexión les llegue tanto para la vida personal como la vida profesional. Hoy viernes que es un poquito más relajado, que lo tengan, que lo puedan escribir ahí y, y bueno, que se gocen el día de hoy. Les mando un gran abrazo y nos estamos viendo la próxima semana, ya el lunes, para iniciar con otra semana, ya para acabar el mes de junio que se pasó volando y, y seguir practicando, inspirando también a las personas. Un gran abrazo y que tengan un buen fin de semana.